This is Sylvie and her week 2 recap. Good girl. So starting off by charging our clicker. This week we don't have to do it as many times as we did last week. So after I do that 3 or 4 times, I'm going to move right into another exercise. Okay, Sylvie. Good. So right now we're playing the flying cookie game. Okay, Sylvie. Good. So tossing my cookie in one direction. Okay, Sylvie. Good. And as soon as she's done eating that cookie, I'm going to call her name. And as soon as she turns towards me, that's what I'm clicking and feeding. And then toss that cookie in a different direction. Okay, Sylvie. Good girl. Next thing we're going to work on is going to be her hand targets. Okay. Touch. Good girl. She is so excited right now. So with our hand targets this week, we are fading the need to use food. Okay. To get the actual target. Touch. So what I mean by that is I no longer have that food in my hand to get that initial nose boop. I'm doing a flat palm, no food, asking for the touch. Okay. Touch. Good job. Then clicking, then feeding. So I'm still going to feed her. I'm just not using the food to get the behavior. I'm also really working on her distance of how far she is to offer that hand target. Okay. Touch. Very good. Yeah, good job. So this is a movement exercise. I really like to use it as that informal recall. So she's snuffling over here at something, a little distracted. I'm going to ask her to come back to me with that hand target. Good girl, baby. The next thing that I want to work on, hey, that's rude, is going to be her sit. Okay. Sylvie, sit. Good girl. So this week, using just that verbal cue to get her into position, I'm going to click and feed the initial sit, come in with her follow-up cookies. Okay. And a final cookie to release her. Sylvie, sit. She kind of rears back initially, I think, because her momentum right now is so strong. Ooh. Oops. Good girl. Okay. So I oopsed the fact that she got up out of her sit, waited out a few seconds after she got back into position. Okay. And then I came in with a follow-up cookie and released her. Sylvie, sit. You're chewing a big piece. That's okay. Good girl. I know you are very excited today. Level 1,000. Okay. All right, and then the newer thing that we worked on this week is going to be getting her into a down. So the way that we're going to teach that is I'm going to have food start at nose level. She's going to be in a sit, food at nose level, and then slowly bring her down to the ground. As soon as her butt hits the ground and her elbows are on the ground, good. That is what I'm clicking and feeding. Now this week, we're really just building her getting into that position. Next week, we'll really start to work on the duration of how long can she stay in this position. Down. Good girl. All right, do you want to do that one more time? I know. Down. Good girl. Yeah, good girl. Okay. Good job. The next thing we can work on is going to be our mat. So this week with the mat is going to stay stationary. Go to your mat. Good. And as soon as she comes over, gets into a sit or a down, which she is diving headfirst into a down. Good girl. Coming in with those follow-up cookies, then I'm going to release her. Okay. Sylvie, mat. Very good girl. Okay. Good job. So really held her there a little bit longer to build that duration. Okay. Mat. Good job. Oh, oh. Good girl. Okay. Now, while it's okay that she's popping up out of that down, she is getting herself into a sit very close to the edge of the mat, but she's not leaving the mat itself. So I would be fine with marking that, but be strategic with how you give her food. I would do it where she's kind of getting herself more back on the mat, potentially into a down. Go to your mat. Good. Good job. Okay. Okay. And then when you practice step 2 at home, make sure that you are releasing her in different directions from the mat. This way she is used to returning to the mat from different points of the room. Right now with this space, I don't have much room as far as what direction I throw things in, but when you're at home, throw a cookie that way. Next time, throw your release cookie behind you. Again, just to make sure that she is able to come back to that mat from different points. Oh my gosh. Did you have sugar for breakfast? The next thing I want to work on is going to be her crate. So new this week. That one went all the way through. There you go. Good girl. So clicking and feeding her initial 4 paws in, coming in with follow-up cookies for her staying in the kennel. And then a final cookie to release her. Okay. Sylvie, kennel. Good girl. Yeah. Very good job. I know, slow down. You're eating very fast. Okay. Kennel. Oh, you hit your head. Good girl. Another new thing we will do with this is close the door. So as soon as the door is shut, click, feed her that piece of food. I'm going to come in with a follow-up cookie as long as she stays nice and calm and settled. And then when I'm ready to open the door, I want to have 2 pieces. So one to feed her for staying in and another to release her. Okay. Kennel. Good girl. Good job. So crate games are very important, especially for these young puppies. Getting them used to being in the kennel, making it fun for them, so they're going to love going in and out. I would definitely utilize meal times, so taking some of the kibble when we're eating, playing a few crate games, and then feeding the rest of the kibble in the crate itself. Okay. Good girl. Yeah, I know we're done. You don't have to go back in there. Okay. All right. Do you want to see if you want to take a break and play with your flirt pole? Oh, yes. Yes, good girl. Wow, good job. Good job. Get it. Little schmutz. Get it. Yeah, good girl. Just gonna see if she wants to play with her toy for a second, burn off some of this energy. Good girl, Lovey. Yeah, you got it. You got it. Why are you hanging out behind me? Okay, fine. We'll get back into it. The next thing that I want to work on is going to be getting her dressed in her harness. So this week with the harness, we also have it attached to the leash. Hi, baby. Yeah, she's a good, pretty girl. All right, so getting her into her stuff, we're going to do paws through. I'll pick you up if I have to. Okay, good girl. Same way we got her dressed in her harness last week. So getting those front paws through, clasping it while she's up in her arms, and then setting her down. Oh, he's a good baby. And then we'll play some games. So playing that flying cookie game, asking for hand targets. Right here. Oh my gosh, the food is amazing. Okay, Sylvie. Okay, Sylvie. Good. So getting her used to wearing this harness attached with something that's dragging behind her. Super important for these young puppies to build their confidence while on leash. Okay. Sylvie. Yeah, good girl. So making her learn that I can move with something behind me. It's not scary. It's okay. I find that a lot of these little puppies go home, okay, and they're really scared of walking on the leash. And this is a fun game to play while they're attached to their leash to build that confidence. Touch. Good girl. Yeah, ready? Touch. Good job, babes. In addition to playing the flying cookie game, asking for hand targets, what a good shake. We might go back to having her follow that food lure. Good job. So once she's attached to food, taking some steps. I know the furnace is going and it's loud. It's okay. What a good, pretty girl. That's a very nice sit. Good job. Okay. Stuck. Sylvie. Good job. Good job. So she is getting like a little scared when she gets closer to the furnace. She kind of looks at it and is like, oh, what's happening? But she's doing a really good job of recovering. So she's a little nervous with the sound that it's making, but she's still eating food. She checks it out, oh, I'm unsure, but comes back and re-engages. Super important if she finds noises that are a little scary, that we introduce her to them in small increments. So we'll do this next week where we introduce noisy tools, but typically we start with the sound at a distance. And then we're going to reward her with some treats while that sound is happening. Now the furnace right now we can't really control, we can't turn it off. But like if you end up living in a city where there's buses going by, loud traffic, potentially I would introduce her to those noises at a distance quietly, and then increase her exposure as she gets more comfortable. Are you ready to get this harness off? Yes. What is that? Good girl. Good. So to get our gear off, I showed her that I had some snacks. While she was focused on those snacks, I got the Velcro off, dropped my food so that she could eat and step out of that harness. Yeah, good girl. Actually, I'll leave that there for now. And then the final thing that we're going to work on today is going to be our handling skills. So handling this week, we are working on everything that we worked on last week. The difference is we're going to start building some duration this week. So she's focused on food in my right hand while my left hand does the handling. Yes, good girl. So goals of this week, getting up to at least 3 seconds. So first with my baby restraint. Yes, good job. Then I'll go back into lifting up that tail. Yes, good girl. She's like, why aren't you just giving me the food? Yes, good. And then, okay, a release cookie to reset her. You're okay, Sylvie. Brave girl. You're so brave. Yay, Sylvie. Yes. Good. So again, that reset cookie was in the direction of the furnace. She was like, do I want it? Do I want it? Is it worth it? You bravely went and got that cookie. Yes. and then we make a party out of it. Yeah. Good job. So working on her ears, I'm gonna flip back the ear. This week we're building in the massage. So the handling of the ear to get, yes, good job. To get her used to future ear cleanings, future when the vet has to look in there with a cone. I want her used to having things touching and rubbing and being at that ear. Yes, good job. Yes, good girl. Moving into her mouth. This week I'm lifting a lip and looking further back. Yes, good job. So this is going to be important. Yes. Again, for when she goes to the vet and they want to look in there. Okay. They want to look in there to see that her baby teeth are falling out appropriately. For when the adult teeth start coming in. For you guys, it's going to be important to continue practicing this for future dental care. So brushing her teeth. I would recommend getting like a finger toothbrush, and then you can practice the same thing. So she's focused on some food, finger toothbrush comes in, rubs the gums, barks and feeds her. He's so cute. And then the new thing with our handling this week is we introduced some grooming tools. First thing I'm going to do is the hairbrush. So this week with the hairbrush, I want to do the flat side of the brush. Next week we'll introduce the bristle side. This week it's really just the tool coming to her body. So she's focused on food. The brush is going to swipe. Good girl. I'm going to do the same thing up at her head to get the brush used to coming towards her. Good girl. And the same thing at her chest. So used to, again, the brush approaching her and swiping down her chest. Okay. Make sure that we're practicing this all over the body. So on the back, on the sides, along the tail, the legs. Her whole body will need to be brushed. So you want to make sure that she's used to having the equipment coming towards her from all points. Oh my gosh, pretty girl, we are almost done. Final thing is going to be introducing the nail trimmers. So while she's focused on food, I'm starting somewhere neutral, the shoulder blades. I'm going to glide down to her toe. Yes. Good girl. Immediately reattach to another piece. Glide to the front paw. Yes. Okay. She's so much calmer now. I know, you were so amped at the start. Good job. So again, shoulders going down to the back paw. Yes. I spoke too soon. It's fine, you could sit in my lap. Right here, look at the food. Yes, good. I wanted to wait her out to see if she would be a little bit more still with that front paw. I think it's just the fact that the food was slipping out of my hand. Okay. So she was a little excited about that. But again, same concept. We're just getting used to the nail trimmers coming towards her body and touching those paws. Yes, good job. Next week, we'll really work on isolating the toes and preparing her for a nail trim. Good job, babes. And that's it for Sylvie's week 2 recap.